Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to DP Ice Rink in Discovery Bay, Hong Kong, China. This is the 2026 IIHF World Championships Division 3 Group B. This is day 5 of the tournament, and we are bringing you Mongolia versus DPR Korea. Let's welcome our game officials, the referee from Chinese Taipei, Shen Yen Chin, and 2 linespersons from Hong Kong, China, Chen Ka-hei Teddy, and from Slovakia, Miroslav Sviaduin. First to enter the ring from DPR Korea, one of the medaling favorites. They are currently in second place, just ahead of Hong Kong, China, with a record of 2 wins and 1 loss in 3 games, 6 points. One of the favorites last year in 2025. They were the silver medalist of Division 3B. And now let's welcome in their fresh blue uniforms, Mongolia. Mongolia last year in 2025, they finished in 4th place in Division 3B. They're currently 3 games without a win. This is a game they want to win because they want to stay off being the last place team in the division. Right now they're currently tied in points with the Philippines with no points in 3 games. And their star player, number 10, Baturovic, was ejected last night against Team Hong Kong, China. After a disciplinary review, he was cleared to play this game. We saw how Mongolia suffered without him yesterday. And now with Batu back in the lineup, Mongolia wants to beat DPR Korea. These teams met last year with DPR Korea winning 7-3. Mongolia with their goalie Monk Bold, number 1. And Korea also with the number 1 goalie Kim Kang-gun. This is going to be a very exciting game between these 2 teams. Both teams can play very physical. Both teams are structured. They can fly, they can run, they can shoot. But DPR Korea would have a slight advantage over Mongolia. They play better defense, as Mongolia's defense would sometimes break apart when being pressured. But Mongolia has number 10, their super player in Batu, alongside with number 11, Chinzobu, and number 17, Undermar. And that's the start of the game. Mongolia in the blue jerseys fielding the left side, and DPR Korea on the right. Here's the first shot, saved by number 1, Kim Kang-gun. Very interesting history between these 2 teams. And Batu, he has to feel good being able to play this game. We thought he might have been suspended, but he escaped disciplinary review. And here he is fighting for his country. The player from the XHL in Japan, used to play in Australia with a lot of international experience. Number 17, Undermar, also Undermar Tengay, also one of the young and coming player from the Mongolian system. He currently plays in North America, bringing back a wealth of experience with a North American play style. And of course, DPR Korea, none of the players play outside of DPR Korea. Everyone play within the DPR Korea system. with a lot of the players affiliated with the Pyongyang Railway Sports Club and Taesongsan Sports Cup. These DPR Korean players very fit, physically in tip-top condition. Here is the shot, goalie Mogbul with the save here. In terms of world ranking, these two teams are ranked very similarly. With a reported live ranking, Mongolia 53 and DPRK currently ranks number 54, and that includes the 2 games they played this tournament. But the numbers are a little deceiving because DPRK, they were once in Division 2A not very long ago, but due to various reasons they've been sometimes withdrawing from tournaments. And when you withdraw tournaments without a good reason, you get relegated and your world ranking point suffers as a result because the IIHF point system runs on a 4-year cycle. So when you don't play, you don't get points for that particular year and you drop in rankings. And prior to the coronavirus pandemic, DPR Korea was in 41st place in Division 2B. And even after the coronavirus pandemic, they never played until the 2024 season. And when they played again, they would drop to 56th place. And now they're back into the international scene, which is a good thing for international ice hockey, as we always welcome teams from different nations to join this wonderful sport of ice hockey. Last year they finished second in Division 3B, only losing to Mexico. And we can't talk about last year's tournament without talking about number 10, Batu Baturovic on Mongolia. Batu was the best defenseman on last year's tournament, and look at the numbers. He had 9 goals, 11 assists for 20 points in just 5 games last year. And this year his production was was not as good. Well, partly because they played a game against Uzbekistan. That's a game where nobody could perform against this juggernaut of a team. But Mongolia, surely they're improving, and their on-ice performances this division this year does show a remarked improvement. Here comes DPR Korea, sends it to the left side. Number 23, Rim Ju-won on the left with a shot, and they score! A backhander from number 21, Park Chung-hyuk, scores a beauty into the Mongolian net. Look at the play from behind, and it turns around, backhands it, go near side, top corner. It caught the goalie by surprise. The goalie wasn't expecting that. 1-0 DPR Korea with the lead early on in the game. Cho Jung-nam sends it down for Park Young-jo, number 17. Going after the puck is Hwang Yo-nam, the star player for DPR Korea this tournament. Very fast, great shot in front of the net, and when he's paired up with number 12, Kim Il-choi, that's a lethal duel. And that's a whistle from the officials, and DPR Korea's number 13, Hwang Il-nam, at the whistle, played the puck away from the officials, and that's a no-no. But immediately afterwards, he went to the other side of the rink to pick up something. And the linesperson reports it to the referee, and all seems okay. Here comes Mongolia. Centering pass finds an opponent instead. DPR Korea exerting pressure early on in the game. Here's a shot saved by Mong Pol. 16:30 to go in the opening. 1-0 DPR Korea. It's unsure what Hwang Il-nam collected from the other side of the ring, but he's receiving a lecture from the coaching staff. It probably has something to do with equipment. Something fell out of, from what I can see here, number 17, Park Yong-jo. So perhaps Hwang Il-nam was playing the puck away from the referees or the officiating crew. He's trying to buy some time for himself to go collect whatever was dropped. Here is a chance for DPR Korea. That shot was missed. Batu takes it over. Mongolia almost has a chance. Shinzobu in the corner. Collected by Otgonod. Shot was high. Rebounded by Mongolia. Back to Otgonod. Tries a centering pass with a backhand. This one collected by DPR Korea. Park Chung-hyuk sends it to number 5, the captain Kim Chung-hyuk. Kim to number 14, Han Kum-choi. To Park Chung-hyuk. Otgonod with the shot. This one gloved down by Kim Kang-gun, number 1. The starting goalie for DPR Korea. 1-0, almost 5 minutes played. Face off in the DPR Korean zone. Bilgun. There are 2 Bilguns on the team. Number 15, Bod Batar Bilgun. And number 3, Ank Bayar Bilgun. Otgonod. Gerald, rather, number 6. Goes in number 2, the star defender for DPR Korea, Pak Kom-kwang. 6'2", quite tall for, well, the tallest player in the DPR Korean squad here. Plays for Taesong-san in DPR Korea. Here's a centering pass. The goalie is slow to react. Lucky for Oyo, the big hit by Batu. Referee, another hit onto the boards. It's going to be a very physical affair here this game. Referee from Chinese Taipei, Shen Yen-chin, seems to be happy with how things are going. Number 7, Cho Chung-nam sends it down the ice. Centering pass finds 15, Han Il-jung. Cross ice pass, shot, rebound, and another shot, both saved by the goalie. Here comes DPR Korea with another shot. This one, DPR Koreans were celebrating. There were no clear signs from the referee, but the goal light was on. So it has to be a goal, or is it? Probably the wrong camera angle. And it's a goal for DPR Korea. We'll make that replay in a second here. And now it's 2-0 DPR Korea. Here's a save by the Korean goalie Kim Kang-gun. Sends it to the left, another chance. This one tipped, Batu with the puck. Batu, some very nice move, but taken away by DPR Korea. Two white shirts, far side of the goalie. Centering pass, Batu picks it up, banks it up the board. Chips it up to number 9, Jambada. Jaramba from behind the net sends it out to forward in front of the Korean net. A scram, and DPR Korea comes out along with the puck. Here's a hit on the boards, still not called. Here is DPR Korea coming back, intercepted by Mongolia, coming in with a shot. Goalie made a save, made it play back to her teammates. Here's 21, Pak Chong-hyuk, unable to make it past the defenders. One too many stick handling by the goalie. Batu could have had it, but Mongolia almost gave it a great chance for the DPR Koreans. The shot hit the lighting, and let's play that goal again. Sure, this one's going to be the right play, correct? And yet it's a goal. The goalie was quick to swap it out from the net, but it was clear. The puck went across the goal line, and it's 2-0 DPR Korea. Here's a long shot, made a save, rebound shot. Chung Il-nam sends it forward. Cho Chung-nam over to Pak Kum-kwang. It's going to be icing against DPR Korea. These two teams met last year. DPR Korea won the game with a score of 7-3. But despite the score, it was a closely contested affair. The shots on goals were quite similar. And right now, DPR Korea is leading the game by 2 goals. Mongolia, collision on mid-ice. For DPR Korea, winning this game would be important for... Oh, here's a hit. Open ice laid on by Batu. Referee let it go. A hard rocking hit. And Batu right now in the center ice, all alone by himself, just waiting for the puck. And now DPR Korea Pak Kum-kwang notices Batu, stays back a little. And Batu, he's just everywhere. Now Batu to Chinzobu, unable to control puck. Gave the puck away to Pak Kum-kwang. Batu to Chinzobu. Otgonot goes chase. Otgonot sends it down. Giving chase the other side is Sengeld. Batu backhands it back into the deep into the zone, giving chase Otgonot. Sengeld behind Otgonot. 4-player chasing, well, battling for the puck along the boards. Referee shouting for them to move the puck along, and they do. DPR Korea with the puck. Nice cross ice. Another puck pass to Kwang Il-nam. And now Otgonot with a break, with an open ice chance, and they score! 2-1. The score, Mongolia back in the game. That's a bad giveaway by DPR Korea. And look at Otgonot picking up the puck with a breakaway chance. Coming in, one move, backhands it, sends it into the top corner, and now they are within one. DPR Korea with a sharp ankle shot. This one wide. Rebound. Another shot saved by the goalie. Batu. Niandamar. Back to Batu. Batu coming up all alone. Goes past one. Goes past another with a shot blocked by the goalie. Here is Gerald. Gerald with another shot. Goalie made a save. 6 save. Back to Gerald. Now puck goes back into the neutral zone to Niandamar. Niandamar to Batu. Now DPR Korea with a chance on the left side. Number 14 Han Kum Choi with a shot here. Puck deflected out of bounds. Now here now another look at that open ice hit from Batu. Look at the DPR player coming in. Open ice hit, he's head down, and look at Batu. Oof! But that was a good hit. It was perfectly fine. The player running into Batu with the shoulder to body contact. And that's why the presence of Batu is such an important factor for this Mongolia squad. We saw yesterday night, when Batu was ejected from the game, his entire team just collapsed. So he's not just big, he's not just laying out these heavy hits, he actually connects all the players. And that's what really makes the heart and soul of a team. Number 12, Bayan Monk. Kim Il-choi picked up by Batu. Batu looking, nice cross ice, feeds it to number 19, Lakhak Bador, but it's an offside call. 2-1 the score. Very, very interesting game for sure. Mongolians would really, really want this game. Shots on goal so far 13-5 in favor of DPR Korea. Liu Hee-sung gave the puck away to Bokisu. Kim Kwang-il, and here is Jong Tae-ryong. Nice feed up to number 18, Kim Nam-leung. Here's a chance, goalie down shot, and he scored. The goalie was already down, thinking there was another shot. And he remained down when the other attacker gains possession of the puck. And here you see the goalie was in a paddle down position. And he never really got up. He tried to flash his glove with a desperate glove save, but that wasn't enough. And DPR Korea with a 3-1 lead now. DPR Korea with the face-off win on the left side with a shot. Goalie made a save. Rebound went up in the midair, picked up by Mongolia. Shinzobu skips through the defender back into the end zone, pinned down onto the boards. 2 white shirts poking at the puck, gets it out of the end zone, and now Mongolia tries to get it back. Here's Shengel in front of the net to Batu. The goalie Monk Bold gives it to Batu. Batu is just everywhere, he could teleport. Here's Shinzobu to number 17, Shengel. Shengel goes in with a shot, great save by the goalie. Shinzobu with a little chip there. Otgona with the puck, tries to get it back to Shinzobu, the captain. On the right side is number 3, Angpayar Bilgun. Otganot goes after the puck with a little hit there. Batu takes it back. Shinsobu with a shot. That one went high. Number 3, Cho Wee Song. Back out into the neutral zone. Fans on it. Place onside. Shinsobu with a shot. Kick save by the goalie. DPR Korea sends it out now. We have a race to the puck. Goalie stay put in the crease. First to the puck, number 3, Angpayar Bilgun. Couple of chips along the boards. Puck back into the neutral zone. Pak Hom Gwang on to the right, picked up by number here's number 10, Jong Song Gak. Out into the slot area with a shot. Goalie made the save. Goalie Monk Bold seems to like to play paddle down quite a bit. It's not going to be good for Mongolia with his play style. Here's a shot by DPR Korea. That one blocked. Another shot also blocked by Mongolia. Here comes the shot to Gerald, number 6, to the front. Bilgun Angpayar out into the neutral zone, picked up by Pak Hom Gwang. Kim Il Choi. It's a long shot by Bilgun. That's the other Bilgun, Angpayar Bilgun. From behind the net, centering pass to Batu with a long shot. Rebound, picked up by DPR Korea. Kim Il Choi to Pak Young Jo, back to Kim Il Choi. Kim to number 10, Jong Song Gak. Rebounded by number 15, Bo Batar Bilgun. Batu flips it, giving chase Jadamba up front. Crashing into the boards. Puck jammed loose, and Angpayar Bilgun sends it back down deep into the DPR Korean zone. Now Mongolia cleared offside. And DPR Korea gets it up front. Back into the neutral zone. Jong Tae-ryong. 3:50 to go in the opening period. 3-1 score. Here's a shot. Shoots. Goalie made a mask save. Probably more correct in saying the puck hit the mask. Onside play. Good non-call by the linespersons. DPR Korea on the left side, sends it down deep. Collected by Rim Ju Wong on the other side, but Batu was there. Batu, oh, nice speed. Now we have Mongolia into the slot with a shot deflected, rebound. Goalie made the save. What a shot by Mongolia. Good game going on. 3:01 remaining. That's a really nice pass by Batu. You know, the Giant, normally we see a Giant like that, we expect the Giant to not have really good skills. But Batu, I just love him so much. Soft hands, great skating, with size, great slap shot. He does everything, and he teleports. He's behind the opponent's net for 1 second, and the other second he's back behind his own net. And he's on the ice all the time. Great shot, rebound. That one also deflected out of bounds. Mongolia. Great chances. The fans biting their fingernails. Under 3 minutes to go. 3-1 DPR Korea, and I get the feeling this is going to be a high-scoring event today. And Batu now takes the face-off. All he needs to do is to become the goalie to complete the trifecta. Batu with a face-off and Chinzobu with a shot. Rebound by Batu, this one wide. Otgonon on the right side, collects the puck, brings it back down deep to number 17, Zengel. Puck knocked off, now Batu gets it with a long shot, this one wide. Nyandamar back to Chinzobu. Number 17, Park Yung-jo. There's a little trip there. Referee happy to wave it off. Now comes DPR Korea with a great shot. This one went high and into the backboards. Mongolia with the puck, sends it back down, and Batu looks tired. Maybe it's just that he looks tired, but he's not really tired because he's still on ice. And with this long reach, one tap takes the puck away. A minute 53 remaining. Batu is still not going back to the bench. I don't know, this player is just unbelievable. He's been playing for the entire period almost. I don't remember seeing him in the bench at all. Batu waving for the puck now. So here we go. Mongolia with a nice pass up in front. Sideway pass to Jarrell. That one missed. Great chance by Mongolia. Now Mongolia got tripped up. Referee so happy to let it play. Mongolia with the puck behind the net. Sandwiched between two white shirts now. DPR Korea gets it out. A shot there wide. Jarrell, that's a near trip. Still no calls by the referee. He's happy to let play go. Great for the flow of the game. A stark contrast to yesterday night's game between Hong Kong, China, and Mongolia. This game is free flowing. There's a lot of things that free flows in life, and ice hockey, free flow ice hockey is one of the great free flow stuff you can get in life. Here's a shot, goalie made it, not a risky play there with a stick-like tap. But the puck was a little too close to the goalie to the goal for my comfort. 33 seconds remaining in the opening period. Here comes DPR Korea up front, no shot. And now they get it in. Goalie made a save, sprawling save. Mongolia's lucky this goal didn't go into the net. The goalie was down. It's like 2/3 of the net open above the goalie. But they were unable to put it into the net. And look at the goalie going down and remain down. It's just the DPR Koreans weren't able to get the puck up high enough. Here is Mongolia, chips it out into the neutral zone with 18 seconds to go. Here comes Jaramba, tripped up, and we will have a penalty against DPR Korea just before the end of the opening period. Number 12, Bayan Munk was tripped up and going into the box. Number 10, Jong Song Gak. Jong Song Gak, one of the more senior players on the team, plays for Susan Song Sports Club in Pyongyang. Now Mongolia has a power play for 2 minutes. Batu with the face-off. Look at the size difference between Batu and number 17, Park Yung-jo. 2 more seconds and that should do it for this period. 3-1 to score, and Mongolia will start the second period with a minute 50 power play. Wonderful period, great hockey. We look forward to more of that in 18 minutes. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to DB Ice Rink here in Discovery Bay, Hong Kong, China. Today is the 5th day of the tournament. Today we saw Uzbekistan with a dominant victory over Luxembourg, and it's the second game we're watching right now. Mongolia facing off against DPR Korea. Tonight at 8:30, Philippines versus Hong Kong, China. DPRK currently ranked second in standings. Mongolia bottom of the standings. Mongolia wants a win. DPR Korea also wants a win. DPR Korea with a great chance of medaling right now with a win over Hong Kong, China. They hold the tiebreaker between these two teams. And DPR Korea plays Luxembourg tomorrow, and that game will surely decide who gets silver, who gets bronze. And right now, most likely Uzbekistan could win gold. It's not guaranteed, but very, very likely. My name is Scott Yang, and I'm your voice for ice hockey here in Hong Kong. On behalf of the Hong Kong China Ice Hockey Association and IIHF, we welcome you to the wonderful IIHF Ice Hockey World Championship Division 3B. And we have face-off in the second period. 3-1 to score, Mongolia trailing by 2. Shinzobu with the puck going into the attacking zone. They have a power play for a minute and 30 seconds. A little slash there by number 9. But 2 keeps it in with his long reach. A minute remaining. DPR Korea chips it out. Shinzobu with the stop. Moves it in, onside play onto the right side to Batu. A little too far away from play. Otgonot gets it. Here's Engel on the left side, 37 seconds remaining in the power play. Takes a hit. Not a lot of shots in this power play. DPR Korea really good in defense. What a great penalty kill. Now they get it out from their own zone with 20 seconds to go in the power play. Here's a 2-on-2. Centering pass. This one blocked by Batu. Number 9, Jadamba to Batu. Batu impeded. There's a little high stick there, also uncalled by the referee. Here is number 7 with a wide shot there. Shinzobu to Gerald. Gerald unable to keep it in the zone, and now penalty expired. Teams back to 5 apiece. Kim Yo Choi tries to go in alone, loses the puck near the goal line. And Mongolia, Shinzobu going into the attacking zone again. Shinzobu wraps around to Batu. Batu sends it to the right side, no shot. The shot was missed. And that was number 24, Zeren Badir. Otgonot, that's a knee. And immediately arm up, and Otgonot still down. Mongolia with puck possession, and now the referee have seen enough. Now with Otgonot down, referee immediately shows a signal for kneeing. Let's hope Otgonot is okay. Here's a replay of that incident. It's right here with a knee. It could have been avoided. Number 10, Jong Song Gak. Now the referee is having a little talk. Here's that look again. Otgonot cutting into the center, and here comes the hit right here. It looks like the player was trying to lay out shoulder on Otgonot, but ended up hitting the player on the knee. And that's going to be a 5-minute major. Wow. And the player is going to be tossed. So number 10, Jong Song Gak, is going to be tossed. We'll take a look at the incident again one more time. Never good to see player get injured, but look at him coming out. It's completely avoidable. It looks like Song Gak was going to lay a shoulder hit, but ducked at the last second, and it became a kneeing incident. And to sit out the 5-minute major. Wow, that's an incredible turn of events for Mongolia. Now they have a full 5 minutes of a power play. For viewers who don't really know, a 5-minute power play means the attacking team can score as many goals as they want. And there is the goal! What a goal! Right off the bat, they score. Look at Shinzobu, sends it onto the right, shot, rebound, score. Very simple play there. Shoots, Jandamba was there, and he puts the rebound into the net. And they are within one again. 3-2, DPR Korea, and they still have almost 5 minutes of power play to go. This is going to hurt DPR Korea. 4:54 to go, still in the major penalty. Nishiguren to Ankpaya Bilgun, ships it out. Puck ended up in the Mongolian bench and face off in the DPR Korean zone. Now if Mongolia can pull off an upset here, this is going to change the entire division. And possibly the team who would benefit the most out of this, if Mongolia could pull off a win, would be Hong Kong, China. And Mongolia with a win here will take the pressure off tomorrow's game against the Philippines. Because a win here will basically say they're almost certain to avoid finishing the division in the 6th place. Clearance by DPR Korea, goalie down with a save move. Place it back to Chinzobu. Chinzobu to Batu. Batu moves in, look at him skate, back to Chinzobu. Shot, Batu wanted a rebound, and DPR Korea flips it out. Goalie with another save. Gerald to number 6. Batu to Chinzobu. Chinzobu shoots and they score again. 3-0. The game is now tied. Wow. Look at Batu to Chinzobu. Say all you want about the shot, but Batu's pass was tape to tape on the point. It's a saucer pass, pinpoint accuracy, right where Chinzobu needs the puck, and that's how good he was. And now you understand why they lost the game yesterday to Hong Kong, China. And now you understand why they keep Batu on the ice for the entirety of the game. And they have 3:22 remaining still on this major penalty. Shin So-bu with speed, crosses the blue line, back to Batu. Batu shoots, goalie made the save. Shin So-bu for the rebound. DPR Korea tries to chip it out, picked up by Mongolia. Mongolia keeping it in, back to Batu. Batu chips it in with a shot, glove down by the goalie Monk. Kim Kang-gun. 2:51 to go in the power play. What an amazing turn of events. You thought, well, I thought DPR Korea was going to take this one for sure. But now with this penalty, Mongolia is officially back in the game. And it's not just Batu, Shin So-bu also on the ice for the entirety of the power play. Centering pass for Mongolia. Racing for the puck. Zengel able to chip it out for Shin So-bu. To Bilgun. DPR Korea tried to clear it, hits their own player. Number 17, Andamar Zengel. Moved it back in, Batu. Zengel, Batu blocks. The puck sends it back down deep. It's Jandamar. Jandamar sends it out to Shin So-bu with a shot blocked. The puck is back in the Mongolian zone. Batu goes back to collect the puck. Move past one. Tries to go past a second. Now puck goes the other way. Number 21, Pak Chung-hyuk, give chase. Nice feed there. No icing as DPR Koreans tip the puck before it gets it. Oh, now here's DPR Korea with a breakaway chance. And now they score. 4-3 DPR Korea. A short-handed goal. And they're back in the lead with a goal. A defensive lap by Mongolia gave it. Let DPR Korea with a breakaway chance. Simple move there. Fakes the goalie to the near side and goes far side. 4-3 DPR Korea. A short-handed goal. And still a minute and 8 seconds to go in the penalty. And honestly, with 5 minutes on the board, it doesn't hurt to rest Shin So-bu and Batu a little. Now, Shin So-bu is in the bench now, but Batu's still on the ice. Here's another shot, rebound, saved by the goalie. Lets it play. Number 12, Biamunk. Giroux, shot, blocked. And DPR Korea with the puck, sends it forward, blocked by number 24, Tsuren Bajir. DPR Korea in the attacking zone, 29 more seconds to go. Here comes Mongolia on the right side. Goes in all alone, but two on the right, on the left side with a shot in! Goalie made the save. 15 more seconds to go in the power play. Bilgun gave it away. DPR Korea with a shot. Goalie with a pass save. 4 more seconds and a major penalty. Wrap around. Goalie almost let it in. And that's it for the major penalty to DPR Korea. Another near knee incident. Another hit. Now it's a breakaway chance. Number 18, Kim Kun-ryong. And he scores. Immediately after the power play, they come back with a breakaway chance. I don't know what happened. It should not have happened. Look at all that space around the attacker. There's nobody around him. They were just caught flat-footed. And now, with all that power play work, and all of a sudden, DPRK is back up front, back in front with 2 goals. And right now, Mongolian coach Mergen Arslan calls a timeout. Timeout's over. Hopefully, Coach Mergen Arslan has time to figure out things with the team. It was a wasted opportunity for Mongolia. They had so much potential with that 5-minute major, and now they are down by 2 goals again. What an amazing game we're seeing today. Now Batu having words with the DPR Koreans and also with the referee. Shinzobu with the face-off. Sends it outside the neutral zone. And looking at both coaches. DPR Korea's coaches, Lee Pong-yo, very animate on the bench. Also shouting to the players on ice, telling them to swivel their heads. And Mergen Arslan, the Mongolian coach, looking very nervous on the bench. Here's a shot, blocked, and now here's Tengel. Tengel with Shinzobu on his right. Kwang Yo Nam. Back to number 7, Chong Nam. Kim Yo Choi on the right side. Board play along the corners. Kwang Yo Nam centering pass, and it almost made it into the net. Here's another rebound shot. Mongolia sends it back out, but DPR Korea able to keep it in. Sends it back into the corner. First to the puck, DPR Korea. The speed of Mongolians a little slower compared to earlier this period, perhaps over those 5 minutes. They overexerted themselves. You see the Koreans always first to the puck. You see Batu looking at the puck, unable to move towards the puck. Otgonot with the puck now, speedy little forward, puts it on the right side. Very good skills here. A fake shot there, move to the left side, looking for Batu. Sends it down back into the corner instead. Now DPR Korea sends it back out. Batu with the shot. One huge shot with a broken stick. I've never seen a stick broken that way. It's broken, I don't know, middle and the shaft. Normally you'd see the sticks break at the blade. That one's just sheer force breaking the stick into two halves. That's just the sheer force by two halves. .921 remaining in the second period. What turns out to be a really, really interesting game here. We have a major penalty. We have comebacks, multiple comebacks from both teams. And we have some very good skilled players. And there comes DPR Korea again on the right side. Centering pass, backhands it. Goalie barely made a save. Ankpaya Bilgun sends it out into the DPR Korean zone. Face off in the Mongolian zone. DPR Korean coach Lee Pong-il still very animated. The assistant coaches also very animated and seemingly not very happy with the players' performances. And from the body language of Coach Lee Pong-il, I think he's telling his players whenever they get the puck, every single player should move towards the attacking zone as soon as they can. He wants them to go like a wave. Here is DPR Korea losing balance momentarily. Here's a great chance in front of the net, sweeping it out into the along the boards, a long floating shot. Mongolia coming out. Jadamba going for a change. He was tired. Also number 12, Bayan Munk. That's saved by the goalie. Batu. Long shot, goalie missed. Puck chipped into the DPR Korean zone. The backup goalie tried to catch it with his left hand, and he's now hurt, shaking his hand. You don't want to get hurt in the bench as a goalie. Never know when you might be needed on the ice. Batu fires it down. Very good skill, Batu, no doubt. I just think he's a little fatigued now with all that they asked from him. Batu saving his energy for these rushes. Oh, hit into the boards. No calls there, and now DPR Korea with a counter-attack. Play broken up by Mongolia, sends it back the other way. Kim Yo-choi. Intercepted by Shinzobu. Shinzobu comes in with a shot. This one high, into the corners. Play going the other way. Kim Yo-choi with Kwang Yo-nam in the center. Kwang Yo-nam gets it, centering pass, number 7, shoots, deflected, no, blocked by Batu. Icing against Mongolia. 6:22 to go in the second period. 5-3 after the chaos in the major penalty, and after the major penalty, things have kind of died down. But I do think DPR Korea is having the upper hand right here. Shots on goals 31-21 in favor of DPR Korea. Nice steal, and nice moves by Shinzobu, moving in. Nice thick work. Back to Mukmend on the left side. Number 2, Koret Jor Mukmend. Not seen very often is in the games. Sends it out. DPR Korean goalie plays it here first to the puck, Mongolians. Tries a centering pass to Shinzobu, intercepted by Korea. DPR Korea, back to, tries to play the body. Skillfully avoided by DPR Korean, number 18, Kim Kong-rong. Now plays back into the neutral zone. Taken off gone up. Took a hit. Immediately get back up. Here comes Park Chung-hyuk. Park Chung-hyuk with a shot. Sharp angle shot, and that's out of bounds. Out of play. Still quite a good number of Mongolian fans around the rink today. They're cheering for their team. And it's a hand pass against DPR Korea. Mongolia chips it up front. Back in the neutral zone. Dumps it in. Gives chase. Hit along the corner. Now players getting tangled up. And we're still thinking about that kneeing incident. They were thinking Mongolia struck gold there. They were able to tie the game up. Very well used of those 5 minutes, but after the major penalty or the 5-minute power play, DPR Korea was able to come back. 2 quick goals. 2 DPR Korean players ran into each other. Choi Sung getting up, looking okay. Mongolia behind the net. DPR Korea takes possession off the puck. Sends it in, and it's going to be icing. .325 remaining in the second period. DPR Korea with a huge flash there. Referee waved, play on. Here's a one-timer shot blocked by Mongolia. Here is a rush. The other side, on the right side, is Batu. Batu backhands it, centering pass, and they score! What a goal, what a game. It's turning out to be an amazing game, and I thought Batu was done. And here he is. Look at Batu, he is there to initiate every single attack. And look at Batu, 1, 2, 3, 3 blue shirts lining up for Batu's pass, because they know when Batu gets the puck out, something good is going to happen. And Batu just sent it out knowing his players are going to get to him. It's like dipping your hand in a goodie box, you know you get something nice. And you see now Batu, he's out of the camera right now, but he's hanging way back in his own zone, recuperating. Here's a shot. And Batu knew his role very well. You know, sometimes I just can't imagine, but there's something you learn every day, and looking at the way Batu plays, you learn how he copes with the demand that's placed on him from his team. Maybe that's just the way he plays, or maybe that's what the coaches want him to play. I haven't seen him play outside of the World Championships, so I can't think of any league teams that would want a player who stays out there all game long. But here he is, he's finding his way around. A true Mongolian warrior, that's what it is. Here's another shot by Zengil! Saved by the goalie, and now we have a scrum. Shinzobu wanted to go after a DPR Korean player, but his teammates quickly took him away from the scene. And listen to the Mongolian fans chant. I don't know where that's coming from, but it seems like it's everywhere from the rink. They're just within one goal. Just when you thought the Mongolians are done again, I had that thought after the first period, and now they're back again. Here's another chip shot. Now two Koreans going down deep, trying to catch the Mongolian defense off guard. Now they're coming in. Batu sliding down for a block. Here's Cho Wee-sung on the left side. Chipped away. Now we have Zengil on the left side. Zengil unable to keep the puck. Now we have Shinzobu with a shot. Rebound! 2 rebounds, and we have a player down. And I know I can't keep going on like this, otherwise I'd lose my voice before the night ends. It was super safe there. The rebound, gloved down by the goalie. (5-4) the score. DPRK still ahead by a goal. Here is Kim Yo-choi. Goalie tried to cover it. Decided the puck was traveling too fast for him. Now comes Batu. Batu moves around his own net, sends it up front. Back home Guang. And here is Mongolia on the right side, looking to center. No pass there, so he kept it along the corner. Players battling for the puck behind the net. He coming up with the puck is number 7, Cho Chung-nam. Long shot. Gloved down by the goalie with 37 seconds to go in the second period. What a game we're having right now. Face open by Mongolia with a shot. Here comes number 19, Kung Kwang-il with a shot and they score. And with that, DPR Korea up by 2 again. What a game, back and forth action. Going past the blue line, it's a 2-on-2. Sends it sideways, one times it into the net. Goalie unable to slide laterally quick enough, letting in the goal. And the shot, positioning of the goal, the shot was a little over the goal pads. It was a nicely placed shot. Now DPR Korea regains their 2-goal lead just before the end of the second period. That's gotta be demotivating for the Mongolians. Here's a Mongolian chance. DPR Korea, 7 more seconds to go. Bilgun, 3 seconds, Batu with a shot! No! And that's the end of the period. The replay of that final shot by Batu. Batu coming in. That went off the post. And that will do it for the second period. 6-4 the score. DPR Korea up ahead by 2 goals. We'll take a break. Third period coming right up. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Hong Kong, China. It's only 6:14 local time, but it looks like it's already at night. It's a stormy, rainy night outside. Very, very humid right now outside. It's 23.8 degrees Celsius. Relatively cold night. Raining very heavily outside. Inside here, it's a very cool place around the ice rink. Happy fans around the arena. Mongolians, great turnout. A couple of 4 to 5 representatives from DPR Korea. And of course, a lot of fans from Discovery Bay come into the arena to watch the action. This is the second game of today. Mongolia versus DPR Korea. 6-4 is the score. And after one period, 35-27, the shot count, with DPR Korea with a slight advantage. And number 10, Batu, continues to be the highlight of the game. He is, and he has been, and is still on the ice, refusing to go into the bench for any rest. And whenever he's on the ice, he has been very, very effective. You see now he connects the dots and stringing together attacks after attacks. He's such an important player on the team. He's also a very solid defenseman. Now Otgonot tries to go through. DPR Korea with the puck. Kim Chung-hyuk sends it in for a change. Mongolia, an interesting story as well. Historically, Mongolia loves their ice hockey, but they were only limited to playing outdoors ice hockey. And here in Hong Kong, if you'd ask Keith Fong, our operations and venues director of the tournament, you know he's organized quite a few events in Mongolia. Here's Mongolia on a 2-on-1. Oh, boarded into the boards, sent into the boards, and the referee lets play go. Not a heavy hit by any means. And Mongolia relying on outdoor ice. Every year they have about 3 to 4 months of ice hockey. Here is Batu with a shot. This one deflected behind the net. And when they play outdoors, they play in minus 30 to minus 40 degrees Fahrenheit, so you know why they play rough. Having to endure the rough weather to play the sport they love. They also play bandy, which is another winter sport. Here in Hong Kong, some people confuse the sport between bandy and ice hockey. And so they have grown with a culture of tough and rough in the chippy game. Until very recently, I remember it's around the past 5-6 years, they've had this new indoors arena for ice hockey. That's their very first indoors ice hockey arena. And that's when they have these younger players, that's when they have proper development for ice hockey. So now we see these Mongolia team, they have a mix of the old and the newer style generation of players with the finesse, with the speed, and the fancy stick work. And they also inherited the rough and tough culture of the older generation. And as we've always said here on the broadcast, whenever a region or a nation has access to a proper ice arena, that's when the sport grows exponentially. And we saw Mongolia, they They used to be ranked pretty low on IIHF standings. And ever since they've had their arena in 2024, they won gold medal and promotion from Division 4. And last year, they were 4th in Division 3B. So for Mongolia, playing in Division 3B, this is their second year. So they are growing, they're improving. And you see these players, exciting new players, playing a different style. And now we're starting to see Mongolian players going abroad to North America, to Europe, to play ice hockey. Now, for example, Zengel now plays in North America. So he brings back the North American experience and play style. He spreads it around Mongolia, and that's how the sport grows. And of course, for DPR Korea, we know this is a nation that loves the sport. Of course, around Pyongyang, they do have ice rinks. And we've had friends who played in DPR Korea before in some cultural exchange programs. Now you can see in the news they're welcoming North American players to go coach and play with DPR Korean teams and players. So this is a sport that bridges the gaps between cultures and nations and regions. And here in Hong Kong, a lot of locals and fans, they've never seen anybody from Ukraine, from DPR Korea, from Mongolia. They've never knew what Lithuanians look like. And because we've had these tournaments here in Hong Kong, China, we've built new relationships. And that's what these World Championships are all about. And it also brings people around Hong Kong, China together, photographers, commentators like myself, fans, parents, helpers, players from around Hong Kong, referees from around the world, the IIHF personnel, and of course the locals, residents in Discovery Bay, and people who've heard about the news, they've heard about the silver medal that the U18 Hong Kong Chinese team won, the gold medal and trophy the ladies won for Hong Kong, China. Now they're here because they want to know what ice hockey is all about. And it's amazing what these tournaments can do. And of course, shops in this shopping center benefiting from all these visitors from around town and from abroad. They're doing better businesses. So the effects of having a tournament here, it's not just about hockey, it benefits everyone. The local economy, the players themselves, and more importantly, the love of sports and ice hockey. And here's Jinzobu, down by 2 goals, Mongolia. Kept talking about non-hockey related stuff for 7 minutes now almost, and still a 2-goal gap between these two teams. Later tonight, we will have Hong Kong, China playing host to the Philippines. There will be a huge turnout. I was already told it's going to be a sold out for tonight's game. Surely lots of local fans for Hong Kong, China, and Filipinos going to show up for the game, cheering for the team they love. I'm sure it's going to be an electric night tonight here in DB Ice Rink. Here is Batu on the left side. Centering pass, shoots, and a score! Once again, they are down by just 1 goal. Batu again setting up the goal for Mongolia. Look at him coming in from the left side, centering pass to number 24, Tiren Bajir. Sirenbergil unwatched. Very nice pass. And you can criticize Batu all you want. You can talk about how he never goes back to the bench. But he delivers. One goal separates these two teams. Hong Kong fans watching from the sidelines, hoping for a Mongolia win. Mongolian fans also wishing for a Mongolian win. In DPR Korea, they know they want a silver medal. They want to win. They don't want to go home empty-handed. So much pride in this nation, their players. Here's another chance by Mongolia, and now DPR Korea coming back with a 2-on-3, intercepted by Batu. Very soft hands. Ships it up forward to number 12. It's Bayan Monk with a shot by Batu, saved by the goalie in Kim Kang-gun. And 11:45 remaining in this exciting game. When you thought the game is over, something happens. And there is going to be a timeout. Has to be called by DPR Korea. And after this timeout, both teams would have used their timeouts. So this is going to be the last chance for Mongolia to talk about whether they want to pull the goalie when they need it to. And now Batu talking to their fans on the stands. Perhaps the fans giving them advice or some tips. And Batu on the ice with his demeanor, is his height. He looks like a giant. He looks mean. His equipment, everything. But when he takes them off, it's just a normal-looking young fella. Here goes DPR Korea with a 2-on-1. Sideway pass, shoots wide. Rebounded by Mongolia. Batu ships it out. Taken back by DPR Korea. Backhands it down deep. Dogun Angpayar moves it up the right flank. Hankum Choi almost gave it away to number 19. Batu. Ships it out onto the right side. Batu skates back as DPR Korea flips it in for a change, and they are not going to get the change because it's icy. 10:49 to go in this nail-biter of a game. 1 goal gap between these two games. This was not supposed to be a close game. If you just look at the standings, but you have to give credit for Mongolia to bounce back. They don't have I would say they have the worst schedule out of all the teams. They have to play Uzbekistan, Luxembourg to start off this tournament. Then they played Hong Kong, China. And now they play DPR Korea. Every game tough and difficult. Now they are finally putting pieces together. And the most important thing for them right now is to keep the cool and do not get their players into the box. Play better defense, help your goalie out, and patiently wait for the chance to come, just like their leader in Batu. Need to play the same way as Batu. Patiently wait for your chance. You're welcome, but be ready when the chance hits, the chance arrives. And when you see it, pounce on it and get that game-tying goal. Batu flips it out and it hits the light fixture. Face up back into the Mongolian zone with 9:51 to go. Batu banks it off the boards. The puck took a weird bounce. DPR Korea with the possession. Batu with the interception, sends it out. Now it's out in the neutral zone. Yoo Hee-sung. Fans on the puck, gave it away. Mongolia with the puck in the attacking zone. Now DPR Korea comes back, stops, sends it to the other side. Back to Batu. Batu in trouble. Skates a few steps. Protects himself with the net. Batu directing traffic, looking for a stretch pass. Sends it, intercepted by number 5, the captain Kim Chung-hyuk. With a shot, clutched down by the goalie and face off in the Mongolian zone. Now we have a Mongolian player down. We don't know if there was contact. The Mongolians claim there was. The DPR Koreans claim there wasn't. It's up to you to decide. Let's take a look at that one again. Oh, there was this little shove with the glove. 9:01 to go. DPR Korea with the puck. The shot deflected out of bounds. 9 more minutes to go in regulation time. Somehow I have a feeling this might go extra into overtime. Shots on goals 40-32 in favor of DPR Korea. Korea with a shot blocked. Mongolia sends it the other way. Into the neutral zone. Kim Chung-hyuk. Batu with a long reach, now down. Hand control. Zengel to Shinsobu. Shinsobu calling for a hold, trying to level a DPR player into the boards, and now DPR with a 2-on-3. Down deep, centering pass, intercepted. Batu with the puck, tries to get it to Shinsobu. Batu sends it in himself. Shinsobu moves in, gives it back to Batu. Deflected off. Here is a shot by Batu. Otkonot. Play back the other way. Ankbayar Bagun. Shinsobu. Otkonot with a touch. Batu looking exhausted already. Hwang Il-nam. Centering pass and they score! And you saw Batu wanted to get to the puck, but he was exhausted. You could tell from the way he reacts. And because Batu was unable to get to the puck, it created an odd man rush, and DPR Korea was able to take advantage of it. Now they're down by 2 goals again with 7:21 to go. With Batu still on the ice, I just keep wondering What would it have been had Batu gone his chances to take breaks on their own bench? He would have been much more mobile, a little more effective when it comes to defense. You see Batu, he's reserving his energy for the rushes and relying on his teammates to cover him when it comes time to defend. Now here comes DPR Korea again, going in. Lost the puck on his own. Goalie made a little stick poke over there. And here's the pass from DPR Korea. Cross ice pass, goalie made a rebound and another save. Dangerous play. And a near goal. Sends it out, trying to get it to number 6, Gerald. Rebound, goalie made another save. 2 saves in quick succession. And we'll take a look at both of them. The first one, goalie made a reactionary save. And the second one, great glove save there. It was almost a sure goal. Here's another shot by DPR Korea. It's all Korea at this point. Offside. .6:12 to go. Batu back into the bench, asking for water. And this is now another time when you would think Mongolia is done. And this is also the time Mongolia is going to prove you wrong. They've done it 2-3 times already, and now we have an injured goalie. Goalie probably took a shot on the collar. And he's down, he went down immediately. Now the goalie's up again. Can't really see it from this angle. The goalie went down immediately. And from this angle, here comes a shot. Oh, it hit the mask right in the face. On the side of the face, I might want to add. And the goalie shakes everything up, signals he's all right. 5:51 to go. Mongolia with a shot, blocker save, rebound picked up by number 3, Cho Wee-sung. Cho sends it to the left to number 14, Han Pong-koo. Took a hit, rebounded by Mongolia. Sends it to Batu. Batu wanted to make a stretch pass. Now he's going to make it. Five minutes to go in regulation time. 7-5 to score. DPR Korea leading by 2 goals. Last year, 2025 in Division 3B, DPR Korea beat Mongolia with a score of 7-3. If you look at the score itself, Mongolia has already improved from last year. Being a new team in Division 3B, they've done well. DPR Korea was never a 3B team to start with. We were down here due to lots of reasons. Now here's a great pass to Batu. Batu, here we go. Batu with the move and he scores. Look, I told you so. I hate to say this, but I told you so. Just when you think they're done, they're here to prove you're wrong. And Batu, whatever you want to tell, to criticize him, he's always there and he's a hero for Mongolia, and the entire bench stands out to cheer for him. Look at this giant, his soft hands, his nice moves. You don't get that often. He's not slow, he's not clumsy. He's just a great player from the nation of Mongolia. Now it's another one-goal game. I'm sorry, but I just find this game so exciting and amazing. I'm just dumbfounded with what I've been seeing this game. Easily one of the most interesting games in this tournament. A very memorable game that I'll remember for a long time. I've covered as a commentator over 20 years of ice hockey, from Olympics to World Championships, top division. Now this game, I've never seen a player, a team like Mongolia before, and they are quickly becoming my favorite. Look at Batu with a shot from their own goal line. He is trying to hit the goalie. He's trying to shoot, and it's going to be icing. And he was wondering why it's an icing call. And it's an amazing game, this one. 3:40 to go. I'm all smiles, and regardless of how this game is going to turn out, it's going to be a great game. The Mongolia still need a goal to tie this game up. They really want one single point at least to distance themselves from Philippines. But not getting the 3 full points for DPR Korea may mean their chances of medaling would take a great hit. Right now, DPR Korea is in second place, just leading just a little over Hong Kong, China, with goals differentials and head-to-heads. Well, there should have been head-to-heads. Now here comes Batu again on the left side. Chips it in. But going the other way, Batu not long enough to stick. Sends it back in the other side. 2:45 to go. Remember, these teams do not have their timeouts anymore, so they won't be able to talk about pulling the goalie, any extra attackers, or further strategies. Those would have to be done on the fly. Such an exciting game. Standing here watching the game because I can't sit. It's such an exciting game. I just can't help but to get up on my feet, just like everybody around the stadium or the arena. Here we go. DPR Korea with a shot, rebound. Hung on to by Monk Bold. Monk Bold came up big when it really mattered. Well, not saying that all those shots before didn't matter, but this is a very important time. Down by a goal, looking to tie the game with 2:34 to go in the game. Back to their commander, Batu, out into the neutral zone, sends it in. Interception by DPR Korea. Now comes a rush. That was a shot screened, and the goalie was able to clinch it with his chest for a face-up in their own zone. 2:20 to go. Here comes the Mongolian fans chanting just once. I thought it would have been Mongolia. They've been chanting Mongolia, Mongolia. And I'm sure they're nervous now. Everyone quiet. And we have invalid face-off. Do it again. Batu hanging way back in the corner. Korea with the face-off win. Behind the back, trying to center it. DPR Korea with the puck. Spins around. Sees Batu, goes the other way. Gets it back out into the neutral zone. They are up by 2, and there is going to be a delayed penalty. I looked at the DPR Korea net. I saw an empty net, and I was wondering why was there an extra attacker? And it's because it's a delayed penalty. It's going to be a high stick on number 7, Niamdava, and it's a devastating penalty for Mongolia. Unfortunate for the referee to having to call this penalty at this time. He knows any calls might change the course of the game. But it was a high stick, and those ones have to be called. And now, Mongolia is down a man. Minute 47 to go in a period. Not only do they have to attempt on a short-handed goal, they are short-handed. 1:33 to go. DPRK looking for the puck. The captain hanging on to the puck. Fires it to the left side, a very good pass. On to the right side, far side. Hand control waiting in front of the net. 21 Pak Chung Hyuk sends it out. Batu waiting in the neutral zone. Sends it out. Mongolia, one more chance. Batu with the chance. Crosses the blue line. Gets past. Batu! This one off the boards. And we have a slashing call. Oh my goodness. So exciting. I forgot to press the record button to get the replay out. And for a moment, I thought Batu was going to get it done. But my, oh my, Batu drew a penalty. What more do you want from a hockey game? You don't need the NHL. All you need to do is to watch IIHF. Exciting stuff going on. Here comes a face-off win for Mongolia. Shot. DPR gets it out. Intercepted by Chinzobu. Onside play. Going in. Shot. Rebound. Korea. 40 seconds to go. Korea, number 12, Kim Il-choi. Batu with the defense. Cross ice pass. 32 seconds to go. Mongolia looking for Batu. Puck didn't quite reach Batu. Now here we go again. 23 seconds to go. Sends it intercepted. And Batu have the puck. Gets it past with a shot to Chinzobu. Number 6, Gerald to the puck. Korea with the puck. Sends it out. 9 more seconds to go. And it is going to be icing. No. DPR Korea beats out icing. Centers it. Korea with shot and they score. And that's the end of the game. We don't know if that one counts. But that is the goal. That is the end of the game. What an exciting finish to the game. 8-6 the final score. Mongolia have given their best. But now DPR Korea is going to finish the game as victors. What a wonderful game here. Now the individual awards for both teams. For best player for Mongolia, number 10, Batu Baturovic. Surely the best player for the game, there is absolutely no doubt. But I would think, very personal opinion, had he been able to rest up a little more, perhaps, maybe, just maybe, he would have more energy in his tank. But we never know. For DPRK, the best player. The best player, the goalie, number 1, Kim Kang-gun. Heroic efforts, especially towards the end of the game. And don't forget, at 8:30 tonight, Hong Kong, China plays host to the Philippines. Congratulations to these players. Now, we'll all rise for the national anthem for Mongolia. For DPR Korea, my apologies. Congratulations to DPR Korea with the most updated standings. DPR Korea now stands 9 points in second place. 4 games played, 3 wins and 1 loss. Just behind Uzbekistan's 12 points and ahead of Hong Kong, China and Luxembourg's 6 points. Mongolia remains winless in 4 games and now is in 6th place. They will play for the Philippines tomorrow, and tonight, Hong Kong, China plays host to the Philippines. Congratulations to those teams. This is it for today's game, and we will see you in the next game, Hong Kong, China versus the Philippines at 8:30 local time. See you.